Okay. And then it opens up like that. And there's a key in there. And then so you take it out, you have to do the unlocking and then put it back again. I think you have to press it again. This is to lock it, and this is to unlock it. Okay. So on a day, I would do both doors on a normal day because people will be going in and out of both doors. But for today, I just have the one door. And the next thing you're going to do right away is you're going to open the shutters. But for now, I'm just going to show you how to close them. You hold the button down. Okay. So note there. Hold it down until it goes all the way down, so you see no more light at the bottom of the doors. So you do this at the end of the day.
Okay.
It just takes a minute. It's really nice. It just makes it all secure. Helps with heat loss. There, you hear this is a noise that changes, and then this is put it up. So you have to make sure that both doors are clicked shut in the front and that all the windows are closed, because if the shutters hit the window, it messes up the shutter and we have to spend hundreds of dollars to get them fixed. Okay. So that goes all the way up. There, there's a slight, if you're listening quietly, there's a slight change in sound. We have a sign that usually lives right there that says Daylodge is open. I just put it out on the deck. And you can put any notice that you want, like, hi, your host today is Aaron and Sherry. If we're not here, we might be in the basement or we might be out for ski. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to light the wood stove and you keep the matches in here. Okay. They're kind of in a place where nothing else is to do with the stove because of kids. Yeah. You have Saturdays, this place is humming with kids when the program starts. So here's a wood supply. Could probably do with a couple loads if it's really quiet. I'm gonna top it up, and the wood shed's down there. You've got a log carrier thing there, and then you guys are all know how to light wood stoves and everything. The main thing with the wood stove, because this is a Pacific Energy efficient wood stove, it has this baffle box at the top, and it re-burns the smoke so that it's a much cleaner burning stove. So you do not want to stuff the wood stove. It's better if it's about 2/3 full. Then it has a chance to sort of combust inside the stove. Otherwise, it's too hot and it will crack the baffle box. And it means you have to feed it a little bit more often, but that's okay.
Question, so when you leave in the day, do you just leave that shut and it burn itself, or do you have to make sure that the fire's out?
No, you can start to let it burn down about an hour before you go.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And I always get here when I'm volunteering. I always get here a little bit earlier, only because it does take a while to start. I mean, now it's starting to feel warm, but at first it felt like the first hour was still a bit chilly. Yeah. And so the next thing is you're going to come while you're sort of monitoring that. We have a hot water urn, and all the stuff will probably just live out, except, yeah, this is sort of for anybody. And then we actually have a jar somewhere in here that is for all the supplies are in here. Keep it supplied, and if we get some donation money, it helps. But I'm not into cost recovery for this, making money on it. It's a nice thing to have available. So there's always going to be at least one jug full here. I know that there's one that's empty. I'm going to take it home, fill it up, and then I bring it back. I'm usually the one between between Bruce and I, we just keep it supplied with water. So I usually put the urn down on the floor because they're really heavy, and then fill it up from the floor. This hot water urn is used on Saturdays by the skills development program people, and they actually make a dedicated thing of hot chocolate
So
for
we
their
don't
kids.
have to touch it.
No, don't worry about this one, it's just that one. And then monitor it, maybe by 2 o'clock it might need a little bit more water, and then it'll need, it heats up super fast. 15 minutes it'll be hot again. And there's a first aid kit here. Or at the end of the day, you might want to just check for maybe a spill or something, and there's stuff to wipe up everything here, and floor stuff there if there's something nasty on the floor. But generally in the winter it's quite clean, except Saturdays are a problem with all of the crumbs that kids leave behind, but that's supposed to be the parents that clean up, but sometimes you're the last person to go. So I think that's it for up here.
Awesome.
Yeah, so why don't we go downstairs? So this is nice and warm, we keep the heat on all winter. So it does have the added benefit of keeping the floor a little bit warmer up there. And this is our waxing room. So this is where we're gonna come and wax your skis. And we also have rentals. So the rentals, there is a sort of thing to sort of mark poles here, and kids' poles and skis. The skis should be, a little bit up above the head here. Sometimes people come in and they're quite large and they need more camber in their skis, so they can probably handle something that's slightly longer, just because of their weight. And so to rent, there's a light here, goes over that, and we have a big box here, and in this red folder it'll have ski rental forms, snowshoe rental forms, polk forms, because we have a couple of polks for people with kids. They won't be coming on cold days. In fact, they're not really used very much, but sometimes they are. And then we do have some snowshoes. Yeah, that's right, snowshoes, polk, and skis. So, when someone comes in, they want to rent skis, here's the form. So you need the name of the renter, the address, the date, and their cell number. And then they start listing the skier. So this could be one and the same person. It could be someone coming in with 3 kids or members of the family. They do have to sign this at the back. So this is the waiver. And then once they've done that and you've got them fitted out with their skis and you mark in, what boot size and what ski and everything, then you just stick it over here, you put it up. And then at the end, you can just put it in for December. Just stick it in the folder here. No order or anything like that, but just file it away, and then we'll just keep them. Sometimes people come back and they want to know what size ski or boot they had, and you can try to find them just by month. So that's basically all there is to it. Payments. Oh yes, they can pay by e-transfer, or they can give cash.
Just the 2 choices.
Just the 2 choices. The e-transfer won't work in here because it's this lovely thick concrete wall. So they just have to step outside and then they come back in and they'll just show you, yes, I've done my e-transfer in here as it is on my phone, and then you can just check that off. So, and then the money can go in, to this. In fact, I feel like there's a bit of a float in here right now. Yeah, there's a little bit of money in here, and I think we just keep it as change. And then at the end of the day, hopefully there's some envelopes here. I'll make sure that there's some envelopes, and you just stick it in here, ski rental money, and then the date, and then just stick the whole envelope in there, so
Okay.
that we can sort of calculate that that was the revenue for that day, and then you don't have to worry about the storage of all the money.
And we don't have to worry about leaving anything in the,
No.
you'll come back and do that.
Yeah, we'll, at the end of the day or the end of the weekend, like there might be a couple envelopes, and if you feel like, wow, it's been really busy, like there's, a couple $100 sitting in here, just fill out an envelope and then stick it in there so that you've got that money safely out of the way.
And a family is as many as, like 4 usually?
Yep, it could be more, like you might need 2 sheets if they come in with 6 kids, but generally, most people seem to have between 2 and 3 kids. Yeah. And those are all the prices. We haven't really changed them. Yeah, so for the trail fee, sometimes people will want to pay their trail fee when they rent because they don't see the yellow donation box. It's always good to ask them, would you like to pay your trail fee now as well?
Okay.
And then they can add that on. Yeah, oh, the other thing is the outhouse. It takes literally 3 minutes. Just go in there, check that there's enough toilet paper. If it's really, really cold, even when you spray the cleaner on, it tends to freeze up. So just check that it's reasonable, and then sweep it out for the snow, and that's all you have to do.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a sign. So we can put this out when the rentals are open. They haven't opened yet.
So classic,
So those are the skis over
It's
there.
over here, yeah.
Yeah, they're a little bit more expensive. They're gonna be $15 to rent. Classic is 10.
And those over here.
And then these are some skate poles. So what will happen after the skills development program starts up? Quite a lot of this equipment will be out for the season.
Okay.
So you'll see less of everything here.
okay. I didn't realize you rented them out for the season.
Only for the kids in the program.
Okay,
Yeah.
makes
Not
sense.
Not for anyone else. Otherwise, we would have nothing to rent.
It's true.
And people will ask if they can rent it for the week, and it's like, no, because then, I don't know, we've had people disappear with the equipment for 3 weeks, and, oh yeah, they went all over, they went skiing in Alberta and things, like, no.
That's not what this is for.
That's not what the intention is to make it, and, we try to be open every weekend, so that it's, in the main days, rentals are available, then we have a supply. We've been gifted all of these snowshoes by a few different people, so we have
Nice.
lots of snowshoes for rent. And we don't have to provide any blankets for the kids for the pulk. So it's amazing how many parents don't travel with blankets in the car. But we are not gonna get into washing blankets.
Yeah.
So, and there's a little changing room back there
Okay, yeah.
for me to get out of their clothes and into something drier or whatever. So this is, the other thing is, these are older skis. Here are these Solomon skis. These particular ones, they have a different binding system.
No.
They have something called SNS, which they don't make anymore. So there are very specific boots that go with these, and they're right here.
Okay.
These Solomon boots. Only these ones, so you have to check underneath.
That only has this one.
Well, it has this down the middle as opposed to this, which has 2 down the middle. So you just have to make sure that these boots go with those skis. Yeah, and so these are kids' boots, and then these are adult boots. So some of these are skate boots. These are skate boots all here. So a lot of these will be gone because the kids will rent them for the season. And these are all classic boots. If it's very busy, then it's amazing how some sizes just aren't available. So people may have to wait until something comes back.
What size do we have up to?
We have up to size 48.
And that would be like a 12 or 13?
Yeah. Yeah. So the most popular size is about 39 to 45. Okay, so when people bring the equipment back, ideally, you may not be down here, because you're only gonna come down and deal with the rentals as people come in to inquire. They will bring them back, and they'll just leave the skis here. And the boots, put the boots over there by the heater. Don't put the skis away, just let everything drip in one area. And then at the end of the day, you can just sort of put everything away.
Do we spray the boots or anything like that?
No,
You okay.
haven't been doing that.
I'm just curious.
Hopefully people are wearing thick socks and, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kids tend to not thick
That's true.
socks.
That's true.
Yeah. And so then they should come and tell you, yes, I've returned my equipment, and then you can remove that piece of paper from the board and put it into the folder.
And to lock the door, you have to take the key. It has to be locked with a key.
Has to be locked with the key, yeah.
And that one works for all three, or all the doors?
All just those front doors and then this door.
And up here you can close.
They're not locked with a key. You just have to pull it closed,
Okay.
and then the shutter comes down. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. Like, honestly, if you feel like it's a little bit unsure, one of us is probably gonna be around, and we'll try to pair someone experienced with one of you guys too.